funny. Sometimes we take advice from people that have never even done the thing we're talking about, right? It's like, guys like Grant Cardone always say, like, don't take money advice from broke people and things like that. All right, what's going on? We got a very special podcast today. We're here with one of my good friends, uno de mis mejores amigos, Rene Armendariz, here in the house. And I'm excited because I don't think we've had too many people that are really, like, I would say, specialized in just selling to, Mexican families. I really mastered the Spanish market, which I've seen that's a niche that you can have a lot of success in. And Rene, he's proven that. We've been working together for a couple years now. And just excited to get into your story and what's been going on. So thanks for coming on the podcast with us, Rene.
Thanks, Taylor. Thanks for the invite. We've been, just to give you guys a little bit of my history, right? Like here, just gonna present myself. My name is Rene Armendariz. I've been with Legacy in solar cells for 2 years and 7 days, actually today.
Congrats.
To this day, thanks. And it's been amazing. Spanish is the market I really target because I feel like we have more potential on connecting with those homeowners, because most of them, if it's like older people, they don't really speak English, so we can explain to them a little bit better, and they trust us more. That's why I target like Spanish communities. Yes.
No, and you've I think you've pretty much mastered it. You get a ton of sales. You're on the top of the leaderboard here at our company, and so I'm excited to talk about how you figured that out. Do you want to give us just like your background, Rene, how you got started in solar, what led you up to this point so far?
100%. Yeah. So I started just to give you guys my background, like you mentioned. I started in sales because I was doing car sales before.
Okay.
Maybe at the age of like 16, I was going with one of my uncles to like the auction, buying cars and then just like flip them, just resell them.
Yeah.
So I learned like how to actually present the car, to a certain like customer that he's looking into something similar or something like that.
Yeah.
And then from even like before that, my mom, she was always she used to sell like used clothing and like the swap meet and stuff.
Okay.
So even since I was like 10 or 11 years old, she will ask me to talk to the customers, like, hey, we have people just walking by our our tent, where we're selling. She's like, hey, talk to them, ask them like what are they looking for, like how's their day, like are they looking for something in particular? If not, just offer them like what we have.
Yeah.
I feel like that helped me a lot too. So then we just started like that, me and my brother, always like selling cars, selling speakers to our uncles, to our neighbors. And I really like making money like that way, not really relying on having like you're young, you don't have a job, like you have to apply, like maybe like McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
We're always just like selling cars, like going to the auction at the age of 16. My brother, he's 2 years older than me. He would buy the cars and then we'll just like resell them.
Okay.
And that's how I learned, like, let's say like communication, because when you're starting, you don't feel like that, like comfortable. Maybe like because it's like stranger basically.
Yeah.
And then I was, like I said, I was like 16, 17, and then I just learned that. So I liked that. And then since then I was doing sales. I was doing business to business also for a wholesale company.
Okay.
All Mexican products nice. to the market. So so that's what I was doing, business to business, and basically just mastering that. They already have a provider basically, for the products. Basically just giving value to, or like the company I was working for at the time, and like, hey, I know you're buying this product, already. But this is what we have, to offer you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just better dates, expiring dates, maybe better. Not necessarily like cheaper prices, but like if you buy volume, like wholesale, you're gonna get something cheaper. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then from there, I was doing plumbing, and then from plumbing, I was looking for another sales job. I was doing Uber. I figured like there's something out there that I don't know about.
Yeah.
That I can be making way more money, but I just know what it is. I'm pretty sure it exists.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got into solar. Basically, just looking at maybe like internet, what's the best like commission sales job that gets paid the most, and so that's how I got into solar basically.
Okay, so was it like Indeed or something, or like?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because you know, it's like my wife, like she always trusts me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like she knows like everyone has like highs and lows, right? But she knows I'm not gonna get stuck, right? I will always be looking for something to sell. If I don't have anything to sell, if I have something to sell, I'll just like sell it.
Yeah.
And then so I was, applying for different. I was in Uber, so I was applying for jobs. Like I would get home maybe like at 11 p.m.
Oh.
And then I would just go in on the Indeed. Hey, so I was just looking for jobs. She's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm applying to. She's like, just keep working.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's gonna work. So I applied to sell actually alcohol, tequila, and then for a company. Then I applied for solar.
Okay.
So the tequila called me first, but I didn't have. I wasn't feeling good that day. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I just told them, oh, like we'll meet like another day. And then they called me for the solar. I'm like, they had a sign-on bonus, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I'll grab that, and then I'm just gonna quit. Yeah. But it was a cap. It was a catch on it.
Yeah.
You have to sell, and then you get 500, and then. Okay. So I was already there, Taylor, and I was like, okay, I need those 500.
Yeah.
Like, you told me it was a sign-on bonus of 4,000, right? Yeah. And like I want it. They're like, okay, yeah, but like, it's because for every account you sell, you're gonna get 500.
Okay, so it's like upfront money.
Yeah, and then I was like, it's basically what we have right now, like your legacy, like the fast pay.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, okay, I need that money. So what do I need to get those 500? Then they were like, okay, you need to sell. I'm like, okay, how do I sell? Because I didn't even know like a pitch. I didn't even know how solar worked. I didn't even know anything. I just knew how to grind and how to like have something to sell. Yeah. So I just started like learning the products, learning the benefits, pros and cons, and then I just put it on my own words. Because like I said, when I joined the other company, I was doing not a lot of people speak Spanish there. So when I got there, they were like, oh, that's great, because we get a lot of like Spanish speaking people, and we don't have anyone that set appointments in Spanish because they don't trust us, or not everyone trusts us basically. Yeah. So that's when I was like, okay, so there's demand for this, and they don't have the right person right now to set this. Yeah. So that's how I got into like selling in Spanish, because it worked for me. Yeah. And then here Legacy, we have an amazing. Before, when I started, like I said in solar, I was in the other company. I was there just for like 2-3 months. Yeah. Because I had sales. They didn't pay me. They didn't pay us like on time, or whatever they said they were gonna do. They were not doing it. So that's why we looked for something else, and that's when I met Mike Brand. Yeah. And he brought me here, bro. Yeah. And just not me, but like our team, TMT. Yeah. We come from there, and since the first 2 weeks, I already had like appointments. Yeah. And I got paid so quick that I was like, okay, what I was doing over there. Yeah. Like, I think like I should have been here like since the beginning, but it's fine. Yeah. And it's been amazing, bro. It's been amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Mike. Yeah, Mike brought both of us in. I was also brought in by Mike.
Oh, nice.
And, good recruiter.
Mikey Brown, yeah.
Amazing, good guy. Amazing. But yeah, that's cool. So it sounds like you figured out your niche pretty early on. They had a need for someone that could just speak Spanish. Were they already getting like Spanish appointments, and they needed someone to? Did they throw you into like closing right away, or just more setting up appointments?
Well, basically both, right? Okay. Because when I started, like I said, they were like, oh, actually, like, I was just looking at it, like the setters they had at the time, and not everyone like speaks Spanish. Yeah. And then I was just like comparing the homeowners like to my family, my mom, my aunts, my uncles. Yeah. And then I was just like, yeah, like I've seen like guys like maybe like AT&T or like Solar, I don't even remember, like talking to my aunts when I was like visiting. Yeah. And they didn't connect. Yeah. I will tell like, oh, like who was it? ¿Quién era? No, like who was that? Yeah. And then they will be like, I don't know, like I didn't even understand them. I was like, yeah, because he didn't speak Spanish, And then I was like, okay, so I got it. I was like, okay, so that's why. Yeah. That's why a lot of these like door-to-door people, that's why they don't sell in these neighborhoods, because they can, yeah, there's like language barrier.
Yeah.
So that's when I started like, okay, so we're in California, I speak Spanish,
Yeah.
I like selling, and like of course like like we know how to present the product and we can sell it. I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna try to do, and it just worked, bro. It's been working, it's been working. We've been in many. Right now we're in San Diego. We've been in like other cities, and the good thing is that we can sell. Basically here we can sell, like if we pledge to another city.
Yeah.
We are gonna sell, bro. Basically because we can connect.
Yeah. Yeah. Helps it down. Yeah. I mean, matter of fact, I got a sell yesterday, and it was a Mexican lady. She's married to like an American guy, so she spoke really good English and everything. But they had people come by the house before.
Yeah.
And I just saw she's Mexican, so I started speaking Spanish to her right off the bat. And I think that's the only reason she set up an appointment, because everyone else had come like talking English and everything, but she just was like, "Oh, they like trust you more automatic just speaking your language." So and I think I always tell people they should try to learn Spanish, another language, because once you do, it like opens up a whole new door, opens up a whole new market for you. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people that don't speak Spanish. And even maybe in other cities, maybe there's populations of other, I don't know, Chinese. Other,
like
so you could do it for anyone.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it all. Like there's a lot of, like you said, there's like Vietnamese. Like there's like all English speaking population. There's some areas that there's just like like Latinos, like Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
Because some people ask me like, how do you guys target that? Like, how do you target that market, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy. Basically, what I do, like, we have our tool. We can check like the last names or like the area kind of.
Yeah.
That's how we target those neighborhoods. And
nice.
Yeah, it's been working. I noticed like it's been working for other people as well. You speak Spanish too, so that's just like another extra like trust. Like, sí habla español. So they were like, okay, amigo, like, I was Mexican, and there's most like Latinos and like the moms and aunts, like older ladies, they're not gonna trust anyone, especially if you cannot communicate to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might get a sell or two, but it's not the same as if you're talking to them in their main language.
Right.
And then explain to them like, okay, so I'm gonna explain to you in your language, not in English or not in other, so that you understand it.
Yeah.
And that's what has helped us a lot, bro. Like the most, yes.
For sure. Yeah, I know. I've noticed too somewhere, they understood English, but they're more comfortable in Spanish. I know some. I remember in the past where I've like closed them, and then they cancel after just because they felt like, oh, I didn't understand it completely, or maybe I was missing something. So I think just having that too, where it's like way better understanding, they're gonna be more comfortable with it, right?
Yeah, it's like sometimes they, it's like just like what you said, because I just closed a deal the other day that the husband he's all American, he speaks no Spanish at all. I mean a little bit.
Yeah.
But the wife, she's Mexican, and then she's like, hey, do you mind? Because I get an appointment talking to her.
Yeah.
And then she's like, hey, do you mind doing the presentation in English? I'm like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I had both connections there. She was nice. On my side 100% in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he was just more skeptical, but he was more into the agreement. He read the whole thing. I'm like, yeah. So there's a I explained to CPUC like you have to read this, take your time, no rush. Then I was talking to her. She's like, yeah, no, we're gonna do it. Like we just wanted to make sense. I'm like, oh, like no worries. Even if you guys don't qualify, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
And just that trust, it just opens more doors to us, basically.
Yeah.
I'll encourage everyone to at least try to learn the basics and like at least set in if you're a setter.
Yeah.
If you can set in Spanish, if you have like Spanish speaking closer, you're gonna make way money. If you just train a little bit, like learn Spanish or any other language, maybe just not Spanish, but there's a lot of other markets out there.
Yeah. No, so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'll do, even for like. I was just with like a Vietnamese lady there that didn't speak any English, so I'm there with like Google Translate.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, not ideal, but hey, I think they appreciate that you're trying, and better than nothing. So. Yeah,
actually, yes. If you're like super honest, like every homeowner, like every interaction, they're gonna they appreciate that you're honest. If you're starting, right? If you're starting setting like, hey, I know you have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You know, I just started maybe like a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, so we're gonna. That's another way to actually set the appointment. Like, hey, you know what? I know you have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I'm actually not the guy with all the answers. My job is super simple. But when we come back, we're gonna just write them down, and when we come back, we're gonna answer all of them.
Yeah.
That's another. I mean, I still get them like that, but I don't tell them I'm not the guy because obviously I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't have. If it's basic information, I'll just give it away. If not, like, yeah, just write your questions. We're super busy. You know, we're helping other people. I got to run to another appointment. But I'm gonna come back maybe later today or tomorrow if it works for you, and then I'll just answer all of them.
Yeah.
Easy, bro. Easier.
I know. Yeah, I still do that. You know,
Yeah, it works, bro.
10 years doing this, and because
Yeah.
it's true. More info. If you give them all the info at the door, then they're more likely to not even show up at the appointment because they feel like they know everything.
There's no curiosity
Yeah.
basically. So
Yeah, gotta build the intrigue.
but yeah.
No, that's awesome. So yeah, you mentioned, so what was that, at like 17? That's when you really started doing like sales,
Car sales,
cars,
yes.
cars and all that? Okay. Well, I'm curious because I don't know, I've heard just like, you know, like Mexican culture and all that. It seems like most people want like secure jobs, and I don't see as many like entrepreneurs and stuff. And like the Mexican culture, was that like scary to you, just going out and doing something uncertain? Or it sounds like maybe your mom was kind of a sales lady, but were you ever nervous? Just
Of
venturing
course.
out on that?
Yeah. No, yeah, it wasn't easy. Because like I said, like you just mentioned, it goes back to like our parents or grandparents, like that culture, like in Mexico, is like we have that saying that go to school, just get a good job, you know, be an architect, be an engineer, and then they don't teach us because they don't know that's there, you know, they don't know that about sales. I mean, there's gonna be one or two families, you know, in Mexico that I mean, maybe more, right? But like they really teach you like don't settle for a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
Just go out and earn like a commission job. You're gonna make more money.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and it was hard for me because like I said, my wife, she always believed in me because when I met her, I was already selling stuff, so she knows, she was used to it.
Yeah.
My mom, she was more like you should have studied something because I told you were not gonna make money.
Yeah.
And that gets you, bro. Like that gets you. Once you're out there knocking, you are like you get this talk in your head like, oh man, like I wish I should have studied, you know.
Yeah.
But that's just your, you know, like that's your brain just getting weaker because that's what happens if you don't really believe in you or believe in the product. But because once you start doing it, you know, now you know it's a reality. It's like when you get your first check, like a legacy or like any commission check.
Yeah.
You did it one time, you can just keep doing it because you become the person that, you know, like you can make more money. So just going back to what you asked me, it was hard for me. Yeah. Like I said, those conversations where I'm just talking myself out of like knocking doors. Bro, I still remember the first day I went out knocking for solar.
Yeah.
I was shadowing a guy that he didn't even speak Spanish, bro.
Yeah.
And then my English, I think, is good. I don't think it's the greatest, but I was like, oh, how am I gonna pitch in English? Because I had a script. They used to like tell me like, okay, so this is your pitch, learn it, and then just go to doors and call me if you have an appointment.
Yeah.
It was not like it wasn't like what we have here in Legacy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of support. We have a lot of shadowing. We have a lot of trainings. You know, there was just like, just go to doors, text me if you have an appointment. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know better. I was like, okay, this is what I have to do. Let's do it. So the first time it was like, I think it wasn't like April, so it was sunny.
Okay.
I was in the sun, knocking doors, and that's when I got it because I was shadowing this guy in English, and I was just looking and learning, supposedly, right? And then he got to a door where it was a Mexican lady. And then that was like the perfect scene. I still remember. He started pitching, and then she's like, "Oh, no inglés, no inglés." And then he just turned back to me. He just looked at me. It's like this is your time, bro. It was like 15 doors in.
Wow.
Maybe 2 conversations in English, and then that lady came out. And then I already knew a little bit about the product.
Yeah.
So I panicked, of course. I was like nervous. I'm like, oh, hey, my name is Rene. So, I mean, it's not like right now what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But I explained to her, And then she's like, well, my husband is not here. When can you come back to give us information in Spanish? And then that's when I got it, and I was like, okay, so that's what they wanted me. That's what they need, like Spanish speaking, because that's a lead or that's a customer that we cannot serve, if you cannot connect. And actually, I never went back to that house. I know, because I got nervous, and then she's like, well, when can you come back? I'm like, yeah, I'll just come back another time. I just wanted to be out of the house. I mean, out of the porch as soon as possible. And then I was like, and then after when I got home, I was like, okay, all right. So then, so I can sell this. I can do this. And then from there, bro, is how I just started, like knocking.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
And yeah, bro, it's not. I mean, it hasn't been easy. Like door knocking is not easy, but it's worth it. I know I'm all over the place, bro, but like we have to have a good mindset. We have to believe in ourselves, especially since we speak Spanish. Us Mexicans, bro, like our family, they don't really trust the commission, the commission job, bro. They don't. Usually they want you to study, they want you to go to school, of course. They want you to like graduate and just have a dentist job or like a doctor, like regular job.
Very traditional, right?
Yeah, traditional, which is good. Like I don't have anything against that. It's just like I got to a point that bro, I didn't even graduate high school.
Wow.
I didn't even graduate high school.
Wow.
I shouldn't be proud of that. But at some point, it's like, okay, I had to learn the hard way, like how to make a living and how to earn money without having, like a degree or something.
Yeah.
And me and my brother, we've been always selling cars, bro. We used to make a lot of money, and I'm not talking about like at a dealership. I'm talking about buying a car like at the auction, then just fix it, and then just like resell it, make 3, 4, or 5K per car.
Wow.
And that's when me talking to my brother is like, bro, like I don't get how people can study and be maybe working I don't know, like McDonald's or Starbucks or like Walmart, and they earn like $800 or $1,000 a week, bro. We can just sell 2 cars. We just made 10 grand. Like that's when everything started building up, and we developed this mindset of if we hustle, we can live better. If we do hard things like at the beginning, like which is like going out fixing a car, it's not like it's not as super hard as when I was doing plumbing, right? But also it's the risk, bro. It's risky, like commissions is risky. That's why the pay is higher,
Yeah. School hard knocks, man.
Yeah,
I love it. Graduated in the school hard knocks.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, that's cool. Was your mom, was she pretty like upset about you not graduating high school and all that, or did she kind of calm down?
I will say yes, disappointed, because and I'm not saying that I was a bad student. I was just like, I just didn't want to follow the rules, bro. I didn't want to. Oh, you got to study. I'm like, nah, what for? Not smart enough to think like, yeah, that I should have done that.
Yeah.
And then it gets you, bro. It gets to a point where, shit, like I didn't graduate, and now I need to make money. So what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, that was into 2008 when I should have graduated, and I didn't. And then, but we were already making money selling cars, so we were like, okay. I mean, I see my friends, like they're working, they're making $600 a week, and which is fine.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, but we just sold a car. Me and my brother, we just made like $2,500 each. Like, why am I gonna be at a 9 to 5, bro? Like since the morning, and then following the rules. And I'm not saying I don't have anything against that. It's just like in my brain, it was like, if I sell one car, why? That means I can maybe buy like 2 more cars or 3 more cars, and then just like resell them. That's how we started.
Yeah.
And just making money. And my mom, she was like, you guys are not gonna, you're not gonna be selling, like all this time. Even though she was selling, but in her mind, traditionally, is like I got my kids so that you guys can study.
Yeah.
And I want to be proud of having an engineer or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's not proud of me, but that was like in her mind the ideal job that she had for us.
Yeah.
And like right now I tell her like, look, mom, like I learned a lot from you of selling, and I'm just applying it basically. And she's like, yeah, I understand. She's proud, bro. She's proud.
That's awesome.
And at the beginning disappointed, and then it's hard for someone to believe in herself if we don't,
Yeah.
That's another thing. I never really listened to anyone else, just myself, bro. Like, because everyone is gonna try to talk to you out of door knocking, selling solar. It's a scam. It doesn't work. But they don't really know because they don't really understand it. That's why.
Yeah, it's funny sometimes we take advice from people that have never even done the thing we're talking about, right? It's like, guys like Grant Cardone always say, like, don't take money advice from broke people and things like that, because
100%.
there's so many people that love giving advice, but it's like they've never even done.
They don't apply it, or it doesn't apply to themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I can totally relate though, because that's how my mom was too. She was like, the first year I was doing solar, because I dropped out of college, I was going to school in Utah. And she just the entire first year of solar, she's like, you're wasting your time. I had just gotten married, so she's like, you need to go study to like provide for your future family, all this stuff. So we like butted heads really hard to the point where we almost couldn't talk for a while. And then finally, just like your mom, she came around and saw that, started making decent money and all that. So that's good. But I think that's what you got to do sometimes is, like you said, just trust in yourself.
Yeah.
And especially knowing that maybe family members, other people, they haven't done what you're trying to do, so they're not really qualified to give advice, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and then also now that you say that, yeah, actually when my wife and me, we had our daughter at 21.
Oh, that's young.
Yeah, 21. So but I was already selling. I already knew how to earn money or make money basically just by selling stuff, not just cars. But I've sold everything, like a lot of everything, bro. Like candies, like chips, Mexican chips here, Tostitos, like anything, bro. I've been selling a lot of stuff, so I already knew, like, because I knew that I need $1,000 by next week. Okay, I need to start today. Yeah. So I'm gonna go buy this and then resell it. I have this car. I'm gonna go fix it right away, and just be hustling, and then just like posting it. Talking on the phone to the customers, so this car has this, I know. And that's where you learn like more objections and how to read people. Because when I was doing business to business too, it's not easy because they already have, like us in solar, bro, they have a bill that they're paying, and basically we just lower, right, if it makes sense.
Right.
Also, like business to business, they already have a provider. They've been working with them for years. They trust them. It's a little harder for a new provider. Like, hey, we have the same products. We're just gonna give it to you lower. If they're comfortable with that provider, they're not gonna look into That's where the skill comes from. Or like that's where it's gonna separate you from other companies or other salespersons, is how you communicate and then how you present basically your product.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, bro, like just going back to make it. Sorry, bro. I like talking, and I always just I don't know how to say it, but siempre me desvío, me separo.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So when we got our daughter, everything was fine. I was like, okay, I just need to work harder. I just need to hustle more.
Yeah.
I have to do this, and it's gonna work. It's so hard for me to have sometimes a plan B because I don't like to be like switching like a lot of options.
Yeah.
I just have one plan and I just find a way to make it work, basically.
Okay.
If anything, bro, like about the business is look, there's people that they have the solutions, so they're looking for problems,
Yeah.
So I just try to do it the other way, bro. I just try to not even pay attention to like small details, meaning like small problems, right? Like I don't want it to affect, like if I'm working and I have an issue like somewhere else with a homeowner, I mean, I'll take care of it, but I don't let it affect, like if we go to a gym or my relationship in my house. That's good. We have to be like a little bit balanced.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, I had another thing that I want to share with you guys is I had an accident. I had a motorcycle accident. I don't think I said that on the other podcast. So it was hard for me because that was in 2022 actually.
Okay.
And that's where also I changed my mindset even harder because, bro, I almost died in a motorcycle accident.
Wow.
I don't think anyone knows. Well, maybe a couple of my guys, my team, they know. I always like super bikes, you know, like Suzuki's and
Nice.
you know, like CVRs and
Yeah.
and you know. So I had an accident. A lady, a girl, she ran a stop sign, so I hit her,
Oh my gosh.
and then I flew, bro. I landed on my head. It was bad.
You had a helmet though, right?
Yeah, I had my helmet, and then I'm super lucky, bro. Like I didn't break any bones. I don't even know what happened.
Did you just like black out? Just like
I believe so. I don't really remember. I just remember that I hit the lady or the girl, and then I just flew, landed on my head. So I landed on my head like this, and then my body just went that way.
oh my gosh.
I always had like, you know, like riding boots, and then like the leather jacket, my leather gloves and everything.
Yeah.
But then that's where I realized like, shit, like I almost died. Like what wasn't happening to my family, you know? So that just hits harder. I'm like, I'm just gonna end whatever I was doing bad. I'm just gonna focus, bro. I'm just gonna focus.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I like in my head, like I should have been there by now. So I'm just taking advantage of it, bro. Just hard, because it's just better, bro. You know?
Yeah. No, that's crazy. It really puts things in perspective when you like,
bro.
You know, see your life.
For that's like every time like I have to do a training or I just invite people to the opportunity, like sure, like just imagine if that didn't happen to me, maybe I wouldn't have the same mindset that I have right now. Or like, maybe I mean I'll just keep living regularly, maybe selling a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's when I really got into looking into solar, because I changed everything, bro. Like I changed. Wow. I was like, I don't want to have the same lifestyle that I had or the same life that I have for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I want it to be different. I want it to be worth it.
Yeah.
And the way I think is like, okay, if I didn't die for a reason, I just need to make something amazing, basically.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. Yeah, and I think it's similar too. You know, when you go through like a life event. For me, it was like having kids, getting married. That's when I started to work a lot harder in solar. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, we don't have any family in San Diego, so we're like out here by ourselves. So I'm like, man, I really better take this seriously, because it's like, if I want my kids to like live out here, grow up out here, then
it's expensive.
I can't be.
Yeah, bro. It was expensive too.
Yeah. But I think for people listening, you don't necessarily have to like, you know, almost die or have kids or whatever.
Yeah.
You can decide, whoever's listening, you can decide to take it serious now.
Yes.
You don't have to like wait and be like, oh, I have to like almost die like Rene, or I have to like have kids or something.
Yeah, you're totally right. And then it's like another thing, good thing that I always tell like the new people that they come into the team, you know, into the office, is like, because we're always gonna compare to someone else. Like just don't try the best not to compare. Yeah. Because you're in chapter 1 right now. If you're starting like setting or in the solar industry, do not compare your chapter 1 to someone in chapter 10 or 15, because that's just gonna make you like just feel like, oh, this is not for me. Oh, I can't do this. You know. Yeah. That's another thing. Just some advice. You know, like someone like starting to sell solar with Legacy or any other company that they're listening in. Just be the best version of you. I know everyone says that, but actually, if you really do it, you're gonna change, bro. Like you guys are gonna be better. You guys are gonna have more success. And everyone has different. Everyone learns different. Everyone sells different. Everyone has like different careers or different lifestyles. Yeah. But if you really focus and you do your best in learning everything, you're gonna sell more. You're gonna have more success. Yeah. You're gonna have more conversations, and you're gonna have the better attitude, basically. Yeah. Bro, people, they see us. Like right now, looking at the window, if I see someone like walking by, I know like you can read their energy. Yeah. Oh, maybe he's having a bad. He's like super sad, like, you know, like low energy. They're not gonna listen to you, bro. Sure. Yeah. Bro, I've been in my house and I see people like going like for, you know, like AT&T or like internet or whatever. Yeah. You can see the difference in attitude, like for real. So I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to listen to this guy or this girl. Like, okay, yeah. So that's because like, is it what Andy Elliott says? Where like there's like you are the prize, you're the billboard, basically. You're a walking billboard. Like they see you, bro. If you have a great energy, like, hey, how are you? Hey, look, I know you're busy. Like it's super simple. I just have some information. Are you busy right now? Yeah, okay, no problems. Like I'll swing by maybe like in 40 minutes. Yeah. It's just information, and you don't burn the lead, because you know. Then also like that's another tip. That's like a second touch, 2 touch. You know, I do that with you all the time. It's like, hey, I know you're busy. Actually, we're gonna go to another appointment. I just want to say hi, and then we'll come back and fill you in with the information. Okay, is that fair? Perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Just trust.
good.
Trust. And that's how we have had the most success, bro.
Yeah, that's
like
awesome.
like like my team, Jose, of course, Jose's team, and everyone, bro. Like in the office, that's why we because our culture, it's like right now the training is just amazing, bro.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, that brings up another question I had. So I know you got Jose, another guy that's killing it with the Spanish market and everything. Yeah. And you guys have almost like, a team of Mexicans within the team. You guys all you all like Spanish closing and all that. And I think isn't pretty much everyone on your team like Mexican, only going to
actually
mostly Spanish?
Let me see. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, there's probably a few.
Yeah.
Jose's team, but basically we're all like Mexicans, bro. And yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the question?
Mexican killers, yeah. So is that just, have you guys, how do you like recruit the team? Is it just ended up that way, just word of mouth, or have you guys grown your team kind of like within the culture of legacy and everything of being like the Mexican team? Because I know there's some people some people on your team don't even speak English, right?
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty. Yeah. So the way it like I said, not just us Mexicans or Latinos. Maybe there's other teams like it's just like people like speak Chinese. I've seen it in other offices.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a culture. Like, hey, you know what? Because I tell them like, hey, look, like, because another thing that we do that we have in common is like we always wanna, if we're climbing, let's say a mountain, we always wanna bring people up, like lift people up. So I always tell them, like, hey, I want you to have the success that I have, 100%. Maybe you're gonna be better than me. Like I'm just sharing the opportunity, right? Like Jose, like to you, any other person like in our team or in the office, is like, hey, look, I sell a lot because I speak Spanish. ¿Hablas español? Sí, okay, all right. So look, this is like, I show them the results, not just me talking. I show them the results, like how we started.
Yeah.
Bro, TMT when we started, it was just 4 of us. Yeah. I don't know if you remember.
I remember that.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now we're just another big team in the office,
Yeah.
We put a lot of volume as well. We do a lot of sales. We do a lot of installations.
Yeah.
So just showing the facts, like I said, like the results. Like, look, this is how many we were, and we were selling this amount of deals.
Yeah.
And then I just tell like, bro, like my team, we're all Spanish speaking, because I have, members on the team, like they say, hey, I don't know if I should go to like relation. I don't know español, no inglés.
Yeah.
No entiendo nada. And then I'm like I'll just translate it to you. Like I'll just translate it. I'll give you the training. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we do our like training sometimes, and like if we place, we do it like on the Airbnb. We're like here we do it like in Gio's house, let's say, or anyone's home or in the hood. We're all, like I'm always trying to provide the best for my team.
Yeah.
I do basically like one-on-one correlations.
Okay.
Like, hey, like I want to listen. Like, what are you saying? What's your pitch right now?
Yeah.
And then I tell them like, don't complicate it. We're Mexicans. Like we just by speaking Spanish, we have already this trust. Not a lot. We have like 5% more, but the way we connect, that's like us Latinos or Mexicans. We don't really trust anyone, bro. Like not a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not even Mexicans, bro. Like sometimes they don't even trust us. So that's when we have to do a good job. Like, hey, bro, like let me just share my pitch if you mind.
Yeah.
If you don't mind. It's like hey, like I'm pretty sure you get knocked by a lot of people, right? Correct? We always want small yeses. Like, oh yeah. So okay, look, so my job is like just to give you the information, right?
Yeah.
So you can have it. It's kind of like what Daniel G said. Is like my job is just to give you the information, because there's a lot of like smaller companies. They're gonna try to maybe put a lien in your property. I mean, maybe they don't, but that's one way to frame it so that they trust us more. It's like, I'm pretty sure you can knock by a lot of people, right? Yeah. Okay. So look, my job is super simple, miss. Like, I'm just gonna give you the information so you have it. You don't have to sign anything today. I'm not here to sign you up, right? I'm just gonna give it to you so you know in the future if someone else comes, you already filled in on what's going on. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
And you're gonna get more appointments just by saying that. That's my pitch, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
Bro, that's my pitch right now. In Spanish.
Short.
Yeah. And then
maybe do it in Spanish.
Bro, I just keep it simple, huh?
Yeah. Can you do it in Spanish?
En Spanish. Sí. En español es más como, pues la va a mirar personas que hablan español también, ¿verdad?
Sí, podemos traducirlo.
Perfecto. Entonces, en español, yo digo, por ejemplo, llego a la puerta y yo toco, ¿verdad? Entonces yo ya tengo, en nuestra aplicación, yo ya tengo el nombre de la persona que está en título. Y siempre pregunto yo por la persona que está en título. Nunca pierdo mi tiempo en ver si están rentando o no. Sí. Siempre pregunto, tú eres Juanita. No, pues sí. Ok, mire, mucho gusto, yo me llamo René. Somos Legacy Power. Y siempre me pongo mi mano en el pecho, because this is like trust, like I care of you. Como que me importas. Mire, señora Juanita, mire, yo soy René, nosotros somos Legacy Power. Una pregunta, de hecho estamos ocupados, like, we're busy, estamos ocupados. Me imagino que siempre vienen, another thing. Yo siempre digo, yo no vengo a venderle nada ni a cobrarle nada. Like, I'm not here to collect money or charge you anything. Yeah. And they laugh, se ríen. Es como que, digo, no se preocupe. Mi trabajo nada más es venir a darle información, porque siempre vienen a molestar, la verdad, a tocarle su puerta, a venderle cosas. And then sí, siempre vienen. And then, if you listen, si escuchas, te dan más información. Sí, vinieron unos muchachitos, pero no les entendí porque no hablaban español. Entonces yo digo, exactamente, por eso es por lo que estoy aquí. Por eso vengo. That's exactly why I'm here. Entonces, mire, para no perder su tiempo, yo sé que está ocupada. Nosotros somos una compañía solar. La diferencia es que nosotros venimos a darle la información para que usted sepa si quiere aplicar, usted decida. No toda la gente califica, ¿sí me entiende? Yo no le prometo que le puedo ayudar porque tal vez no se puede. Entonces ellos lo quieren más, quieren saber un poquito más, quieren escuchar. Entonces le digo, mire, mi trabajo es bien sencillo. Ya para entonces muchas personas ya te dijeron, no, son bien mentirosos, lo que sea. Por eso es que tienes poquito tiempo para agarrar, para comprar tiempo. Nomás quieres estar parado con ellos para que haya más confianza. Sí. Entonces siempre contamos historias como que, mire, le estoy viendo a su vecina porque creo que habían venido otros muchachos pero no les entendía. Y ellos como que dicen, sí habían venido y no les entendía. A ver, pues, ¿qué es? Y ya de ahí agarramos la cita. Mire, muchas compañías van a venir a quererle vender paneles solares, pero muchas personas ahorita no les conviene comprar, ¿verdad? No hay dinero. Entonces te van a decir, sí, ahorita yo no tengo dinero para comprar nada. Exactamente. Entonces yo no le voy a vender nada. No vengo a la información. Si tiene sentido, aplica. Y si no tiene sentido, mire, de perdida ya sabe. Y si califica, va a ahorrar. Y si no califica, pues se queda igual. And that was my house like this. Se queda igual y usted decide. Y ahí siempre me dicen, ok, está bien. O ¿cuándo puedes venir? Mire, necesito ver su medidor, su caja eléctrica, cómo está. Y les pregunto, ¿tiene problemas con su main panel? ¿Se le botan los brakes? ¿Su techo cómo está? Y les pido el bill. Wow. Y es como ya agarro yo la cita. Ya cuando voy ya le explico, es que nosotros nos mandan porque nosotros hablamos español, nosotros podemos conectar con usted, o nosotros podemos darle información como debe ser en su idioma, y así no le están echando mentiras. Ok, fácil. Wow. Para mí es más fácil.
Sí, muy sencillo.
Muy sencillo.
Me parece buenísimo, yeah. No, that's good. But yeah, I like how you keep it simple. Another thing is you bring up like their concerns and all that. You bring up what they're probably thinking or what they thought. Because I've seen that too. A lot of Mexican families that I help is they thought before they're going to have to pay all this money.
Yes.
And they just like assume that. Even if someone's going to say, you don't have to pay anything, they're like, until they hear it in like Spanish.
It's because like us. Yeah. It's because like us Mexicans, bro, like we don't believe like there's no costings, bro.
Yeah.
Or basically we know nothing's free.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I always tell them too, like nadie regala nada, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Sí, nunca. Entonces, déjale explico por qué es que yo le puedo ayudar sin que usted gaste dinero. And then I'll explain to them how they can get a solar without putting money out of pocket or like money down and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, it's just building trust and then just having fun. You know, like don't make it that big of a deal to apply for solar. Of course it is. We have to be professional, with the agreements and stuff. But we can do it like having fun, bro. It doesn't have to be that serious.
Yeah.
Like we're always like when it's time to be serious, we're quiet. Yeah. But if we're like building trust and connecting, we're just laughing, having fun at the torch, bro. Always, all the time.
Yeah. No, that's so good.
And another thing that I do always at my pitch is I always tell the objections first before they tell me.
Yeah.
Because if I bring it up first, they cannot bring it again. Sometimes I forget and then they tell it. I should have said it first.
Yeah.
But also it's like like that's one of them. And then I'm like, hey, usually people that they look into this, maybe with another 2 companies, they were really saving. It didn't make sense. So the most people they say that to me, they're happy now. Like we could help them, and they're saving a bunch of money right now.
Yeah.
That way they don't say, like someone came already and I'm not interested. Because that's, if I said it first, it just buys me more time to be at the door. But
yeah, that's fire. So what about, last question or two, Rene? Sometimes with Mexican families, Hispanics, I noticed that I have like higher cancellations sometimes, just because I don't know. Yeah, and my Spanish isn't perfect, so maybe for me sometimes it's like I'm not explaining things as good as I do. But like, do you do anything that helps you have better retention for the Mexican families? I don't know if you have any advice on that, because sometimes, they overthink it, or they get cold feet and all that. We have a couple right now actually that, they talk to family members, or I think that's a big thing too. I've noticed with like, Mexican Hispanics, they hear from like their friends and family, and if they hear from one of them that had a bad experience, they're like, they get really, hesitant to do it. But you have any advice on that?
Of course, yes. So one thing I really do is I try to make it sound, or I make it sound like, if I always tell them, like, if I cannot help you, most likely no one will. No one can, because like now, these times, they already got knocked by tons of people, tons of companies. Yeah. So like usually at a lot setting, let's say, or like at the store, if I'm pitching something, like, hey, usually everyone, like a lot of people, they really look into it, but they didn't want to help them. So at the close, I always make sure, like, hey, it's just like with with the permit poachers, right?
Yeah.
I always make sure, like, hey, miss, look, every time I help someone, this information, it goes to public record, however you wanna put it out, and they're gonna call you. They're gonna try to sell you something, maybe like a roof, but maybe they're gonna try to sell you panels because you're already applying for solar, right?
Yeah.
Just be careful. If it's, I always save my number and the installer number. Any installer or the project manager, I save their number on their phone. Like, okay, save this number.
Yeah.
Write this, and I tell them, if it's not me or these numbers that call you, it's not from us. Yeah, okay. Just be careful. Hang up, because they're gonna scam you, basically.
Yeah.
And then just going back to your question, if they tell me, I usually tell them, hey, you know what? I always put examples, brother. Like, you know what? Like, sometimes if you share this with with your cousins, with your comadre, like at the church.
Yeah.
There's a lot of horror stories out there. There's a lot of clowns out there. I got this from Jack. Like, there's a lot of clowns out there, like, not really doing their job properly.
Yeah.
And trust me, there's people that get scammed. It's real. That's why it's good for me to like tell you exactly how we work, so that doesn't happen to you. You're gonna hear a lot of things from your friends, family, maybe like, hey, don't do it because it's a scam. It's not gonna work. I know someone. But also, it's like, if you remember when there was like this brand of cars, like, let's say like Kia or Hyundai, whatever, in the past, they say, oh, don't buy this car because it's not really worth it. It's trash. But now it's like, it's a great car now, right? Like, there's like, usually the people that say bad things about things like that, they don't even know about it. It's just like mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
And then, like, I have my Tesla. I say the example. When I was gonna buy my Tesla, everyone was saying, like, oh, they catch on fire, don't buy them, it's trash, they don't really work, it's not reliable. But usually the people that say that, they don't even they won't even buy it. Like, they cannot even buy one, bro. It's just because they see that on the news, they see that from other people,
Yeah.
But I haven't had any problem with my car.
Yeah.
Like, I hope I don't have any problem with it. But I just put that example. Like, a lot of people told me not to buy my car. I had no, bro, I've been in my car for 40 years. Nothing at all, bro. Yeah. Like, no issues. It's like, usually it's people that didn't really understand how it works or what the real problems were. And that's how I pitch them. Or that's why I tell them, like, at the close.
Okay.
Like, you're good. Or even if it has happened to me, bro, cancellations, because, like I said, oh, my brother told me not to do that, so I'm just going to cancel, or the son. Yeah. That's why it's good at the close to have as most family members involved, bro. Yeah. So that doesn't happen. Yeah. Trust me, if I get an appointment myself, not from a seller, myself, I make sure, like, hey, miss, if it's an older lady, hey, real quick, miss, hey, do your kids help you with the bills? Do they live close by? Oh yeah, I don't know, like, just do me a favor. Of course I want to close, I wanted to sign, but also I want to get an install.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, do you mind calling them just to be here? Because the worst thing you want is you sign like the grandpa, the grandma, and then there's the son comes like, hey, why you sign out an agreement, a contract? You probably been there.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to learn also the hard way, bro. Like okay, just let them know, call them, and then if they can swing by so that we can explain to them. Because remember one thing, whatever we tell them, or maybe like a one-legger, like just a husband, not the wife, they're not gonna say the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
They're not gonna explain the same way. It's gonna sound too good to be true. Yeah, it's free, nothing out of pocket. We're gonna be paying less and no commitments or whatever.
Yeah.
So I always frame it that way.
Yeah.
Like, hey, just call your son, call your wife. If they can be here, it's actually better. Right now, I'm trying not to sit like one-leggers. Yes. I'm like, hey, if I get there and I see the husband, oh, he's not here home yet. I'm like, hey, you know what? Like company policy, they like every decision maker have to be here because this is important. It's your home, is your finances. I can be here maybe tomorrow, maybe on the weekend. We're pretty busy.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go to another appointment. I don't trust that. No, yeah. I'll make decisions here because it happened to me, bro. Like I said, some are gonna install, some of them are gonna cancel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just lost one last week where similar situation is like Mexican family, and one of the daughters was like on the title of the home, also owned it. Damn. So I signed up the parents. They were excited about it, but then they're still like, oh well. We're gonna talk to our daughter because she's also on the title, and then they canceled. And I tried to talk to the daughter, but she wasn't available. So in hindsight, I probably should have just maybe rescheduled, try to get in front of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's just like they're not gonna be able to explain it like we are, and you don't know what they're gonna say or what questions they're gonna have. And
and another thing is that let's say for example, I always say. I always ask this, right, at the close, like, hey, I'm pretty sure you know people that already have solar and it's not working for them, right? Even if they don't, they're gonna say yes. Oh yeah. So look, let me explain to you why. Let me explain to you why they're not probably saving. Probably they undersize the system. Maybe they don't have. Of course, the battery we know that's not real because if the system is good, they're gonna be good. But I say like maybe they just need a battery because maybe they need more panels because they upgraded to an EV now, and they're charging it, or they put another AC. I explained to them what could have happened, that's why they're not saving.
Yeah. And
then I just put it up like, look, like I was explaining to you, super simple. You're using this much amount of kilowatts, and then this is how much the system is going to produce. Also, night usage to size the battery. And then I just explained to them, you're going to have a battery so you don't get a true-up bill, basically, unless you plug in your EV.
Yeah.
And then I just stories like, hey, I know actually a guy that he got scammed because like he didn't know, or they just undersized the system. We don't want this to happen to you, right? Yeah. So I'm just gonna do my work properly. I'm gonna size it correctly. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Are you gonna use more or not? And then we'll go from there. Does that sound fair? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that's fire.
That's another.
Stories
that's
are
another
so good.
thing. Yeah, bro. Like you know, story sells. Story sells. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one way I try to get less cancellations.
Yeah, so good.
No one likes cancellations, but
yeah, all that work and have them cancel, so frustrating.
Yeah.
But well, Rene, it's been awesome having you on. I know you got deals to go to and all that, but if people want to maybe like connect more with you or ask you more questions, is there you on social media or a good way to maybe get in touch with you in case people want to hear more from you?
100%, yes. I'm gonna. So I don't know if you want me to say my phone number or you want to put it out there. It's fine.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, anything you want to do.
Phone number is like I said. Any questions? If you guys want to connect, if you guys want to look into legacy, of course, like reach to Taylor. Phone number is 619-882-0719. Like I said, call me, text me, anything. We're always working. We're always in touch. If someone needs help, like a Spanish pitch or how to find like these hoods, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of tips that we can share, and just an advice for everyone is like just believe in the product, believe in the company, believe in solar. It's working. I have family members that I've helped.
Awesome.
Industry is changing a lot. So we can help even more people right now that we can. We should just take advantage of it and just focus in helping people, not really the commission, which is just part of it. But that's just gonna that's we're gonna get the money anyways.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just like, okay, I want to help 10 families this week. You're gonna get paid anyways. So that's another thing I look at it now. It's like, you know, sometimes we get issues with the installer, like everything, you know, any construction job. But I try not to take it personal, you know, like that's just how the business is, and
yeah. No, that's one thing I've learned from you and Jose, the other your other guy that are closing so many deals. It's like you guys definitely care more about the customer, the families you're helping, than the commissions. And you know, you'll do whatever you need to, even if you're making a little amount on the deal. You're still more focused on helping the family. And I think that's how you have long-term success. And the people that are focused on the commissions, they're the ones they make the quick buck, and then a lot of them are out of here, right? When stuff gets hard. But
I had a just real quick. I know we're wrapping out, but actually, I like if I it has happened to me that I price maybe like super low just to help the old lady.
Yeah.
And it just ends up she's having like 5 referrals, brother.
Exactly.
She's like, hey, you help me. Hey, I have my sobrino. I have my uncle or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just keep getting references too. Because if you do a good job, you're going to have more references. So you can maybe sell a little bit more without having to go out and knock a lot, you know, which that's our main goal, bro, like knocking.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. But if you do also a good job, you're going to have in the long term more references.
Yeah.
And you can just share the references. Yeah, look, like I helped this lady and then she gave me this, and this.
Yeah.
That's just like social proof, bro.
Yeah. So, it helps a ton. Well, Rene, thanks for coming on, and appreciate you sharing some advice on how to better help the Spanish Mexican families specifically. But this stuff, it works for everyone, right? But if you can learn another language, if you can learn how to like focus on a niche market, I think they say riches are in the niches. So it helps to be able to focus on one specific culture and really master.
Thanks.
The families you're helping out. So thanks again, Rene, and excited to see where you go.
Thanks for the invite.
We're both
man.
growing.
We'll be. You're like we're gonna be around. You're gonna see us around, and everyone's gonna be seeing us around. Follow Taylor. Follow like Legacy Nation, Legacy Valor.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see us. You're gonna see us there. Thanks for the invite, bro. Thank you.
Thanks, Rene. Yeah. Peace.